All right. Let's call to order Brainerd City Council. It is Monday, July 21st, 2025, 7:30 p.m. Council chambers. Tony, please call the roll.
Johnson.
Here.
Stunek.
Here.
Yeager.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Bevins. Chedzak.
Yes.
O'Day.
Here.
Badot.
Here.
Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next up we have approval of the agenda.
Council President O'Day,
Mr. Chezak.
I have an amendment to the minutes from our last meeting on July 7th to, on the employee appreciation. I'd like to include in the motion there to include all of our volunteer members of boards and commissions.
Okay, that's what I remember. Tony, got it? All right.
And then I'll also move that we approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Chezak, second by Johnson. Any discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion passes. Next, moving on to the consent calendar. Looking for a motion to approve.
So move.
Second Johnson.
Motion by Stunek, second by Johnson. Any discussion? Seeing none. Tony?
Johnson.
Yes.
Stunek.
Yes.
Yeager.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Chedzak.
Yes.
O'Day.
Yes. Next, we have public forum. This is time allocated for citizens to bring matters not on the agenda to the attention of the council. Time limits may be imposed. So if you're here to address the council about anything not on the agenda, please come forward. If you're online, press *3 if you'd like to address the council. And I'll ask one more time, if anybody would like to address the council, please come forward. And we will close the public forum, 7:32. Number 7, we have council committee reports. We'll start with Safety and Public Works Committee Chairman Tad Erickson.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. We've got 6 items on our agenda. The first of which is to approve final pay request, improvement 2208, South Brainerd Reconstruction Project. Motion coming out of committee is to approve the final pay request in the amount of $36,575.51, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Yeager. Any discussion?
Yeah, so this is just as was said, a final pay request for that improvement, 2208, South Brainerd Reconstruction Project. It was completed in 2024. However, staff was just waiting for the turf to be established, and that has been deemed established and acceptable, and so wanting to move forward with that final payment.
Thank you. Any more discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion passes.
All right, thank you. Our second item is to approve final payment of 15th Street and Quince sewer replacement. The motion coming out of committee is to approve that final pay request totaling $137,508.86, and I so move.
Second.
Erickson, second by Yeager. Discussion?
All right, so this was, as was said, final pay request for the sewer replacement in the alley adjacent to 15th Street Southeast, south of Quince Street. And at the request of PUC, the work included the additional water main and service lines as well. The work is complete and brings about this request for final pay.
Thank you. Any more discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries. Chairman Erickson.
All right, thank you. This is our third item. It's to approve pay request number 1 and change order number 1 to improvement 2316 South Brainerd Resurfacing Project. And motion coming out of committee is to approve the change order number 1 and pay request number 1 for South Brainerd Resurfacing Project. And I so move.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Chezak. Discussion? Erickson?
So yeah, this is the current South Brainerd resurfacing project for this year. Included in the attachment is a letter from Bolton and Menk justifying the change order and the request, some of the overrun in quantity. There was some scouring, some of the pavement underneath as they tore that up was thinner than anticipated, and so required additional material. Additionally, PUC recommended that we change from, I think it was a PVC to a iron, some of the pipes for connecting to the hydrants. So those are the main changes resulting in this request.
All right, thank you. Any more discussion? Mr. Chesak?
I have a question. I believe, is our engineer, Mr. Dean, here?
He's not.
He's
But
not,
Mr.
okay.
Habegorst is here.
I don't think Mike knew the answer about the iron from,
No,
he wasn't
but
aware.
we can research that. We're also going to research and get more detail items on the change order, so that it's just not all lumped together, but we will have all of that detailed out, and we'll send it to the council tomorrow.
Which was part of the motion, but
Okay.
it should have been,
Yeah,
right?
thank you for clarifying that. Some of the discussion, just to elaborate further, PUC did make that recommendation, or Public Utility staff did, but we didn't know the reason for that recommendation. So
Okay.
getting clarity on that, and then also on the line items.
So a friendly amendment to that motion, just to get that information out.
Correct, thank you.
Okay, all in agreement? All right, any more discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Chairman Erickson.
Thank you. The next item is approval of WSB contract amendment for M Street outfall repair project. Motion coming out of committee is to approve WSB contract amendment request in the amount of $2,500 for the M Street outfall repair project, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Chesak. Erickson?
So we saw this about a month ago at one of our previous meetings. We had moved to repair the fence and repair some of the scouring. And what this is simply to the cost to amend the plans, the engineering plans for what we previously approved.
Thank you. More discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Chairman Erickson.
All right, thank you. Our penultimate item, our fifth item, is to approve Country Manor sewer and water request. And the motion coming out of committee is to hold this item off until August 18th. And I so move.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Chesak. Erickson?
Some discussion on this one. We had a lot of discussion in committee. The issue that arose is that the plans that were provided to the developers showed that the sewer and water main ended at the end of two of the streets there. However, that's determined that the water and sewer main are short of that area, and it's going to result in a proposed approximate $50,000, little more in additional cost to the developer. And there was a lot of questions just from committee about where exactly the water main is. It's unknown. Obviously, it wasn't where the plans initially said. They had made their proposal based on that information. And so the nature of the motion is to have staff work with them on shoring up the number in what they're proposing, and also find out exactly where the water main is going forward. And so that's kind of where a lot of the discussion stemmed from.
Thank you. I know we do have maybe some additional information even since we had the committee meeting. So Mr. Habegorst, if you have anything to add?
Yes, one option is to, and for the council to decide, is maybe to wait and have the contractor complete the work and then bring forth that proposal. But again, the Country Manor is here to speak to the council, and there's several options that we could do just moving forward.
Okay, so we have the option of bringing this back on the 18th no matter what, or putting it off indefinitely until the work is done and then we know what the actual cost is, which seems more favorable for everybody.
And it should be completed, correct me if I'm wrong, by the end of August. It should
Should be
be
around there.
relatively pretty close to being complete.
But August 18th is not the end of August, so
Correct.
putting it off until September is probably a better answer.
A discussion for the council.
Okay, anyone else? Mr. Johnson?
You know, I would support this motion, but I also like the idea of like, let's just get the work done and see how much work actually had to be done. I do think as an overall idea, I do think we should participate in this, and I do think it's the city's responsibility that the pipes should be where we say they are. So I do think we should be responsible for it, but I think it is reasonable to make sure that we know exactly how much work we're doing or paying for.
Right. And I don't want these folks to have to come back here on the 18th without additional information.
Right.
So,
Maybe more of a procedural question than being the motioner. What if I just withdrew the motion then?
you could amend the motion as well.
Or amend it, but what if I just withdrew it? Wouldn't that effectively have the same thing?
withdraw the
That way
motion.
there's no date, and then they proceed with the work.
Yeah.
Is there,
I think
I
we should
guess-
still have a motion to bring it back once the work is done. But if you want to withdraw the motion formally, I take it.
well, just a question. I'd be happy either way. I just thought it might have the same effect, but, I guess hearing that, then I would amend the motion, to bring this back to council, at our first meeting in September.
Second.
Or,
It's up to me. Second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think the point was of
Okay,
when the
you're
work
right.
is done.
Okay, yeah.
Just out of the risk that it might not be done in September, maybe an amendment to just say when the work is done, bring it back to council.
Amend it again.
Or we can vote on it, but you can amend it again. if you
No,
want.
and that's kind of where I was going with just withdrawing the motion, allow the work to be completed, but, I'll further amend the motion then, to, when the work is completed, bring this back to council.
I'll second, and good luck with that, Tony.
A Franken motion.
All right. And I'm gonna agree with Mr. Johnson's comments, and I believe I caught the tail end of the conversation at committee that, the city does take responsibility for owning up to its maps and following through with our developers. So, thank you for being patient with us, and we'll come back with this, whenever the work is done.
Mr. O'Day.
If we can vote on it first. You have anything else to add, Mr. Chesak?
Yes, I would still like to impress upon the council that whatever work is done by our developer and contractor, had this information been given out correctly, they would have put out the right specs for the contractor to do the work, and they would have been doing the same work on their dollar, not the city taxpayers' dollars. I would be willing to negotiate, because we do have some responsibility, but to just say we're gonna cover all the cost here, that's absolutely ridiculous. To think that we should be responsible for work that would have been done anyway, had we had the correct information. That's all I have.
Thank you. And we did not have the correct information, so that's where we lie. But we can have that discussion in September or whenever this comes back. But let's go ahead and vote on this unless anybody else has something to add. Doesn't look like it. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. That motion carries. Chairman Erickson.
All right, this is our last item, discussion of capital improvements for the annex building. The motion coming out of committee is to bring this to full council for discussion, and I so move.
Second.
By Erickson, second by Chesak. Mr. Erickson,
So, we have approximately $160,000 remaining in funds allocated to the annex. We've had a lot of discussion about this, at the council workshop, several months ago. Staff put together several alternatives. You can see on the screen there, one, starting with the highest priority of work, as outlined below, improvement of HVAC, replacing the wooden windows. I won't go through the whole list there. Or just simply having discussion about the future proposed use of the annex. In committee, I'll summarize the conversation by saying, we wanted full council discussion on this. I think the intent of the use of the annex is gonna determine the outcome of how we wanna proceed.
thank you. So looking at this one,
Jeff had a hand up.
oh, sorry, Jeff, go ahead.
Well, we got a meeting next Monday. Now, I know it's scheduled for something else, but we could always add this as an item is specific for the council if we wanted to get into more of a, instead of an abbreviated discussion like we'll probably have here, just to add that to our agenda for next Monday. And of course, the utility commission wouldn't necessarily have to be involved. They could certainly stay, but I just thought there's a lot of options here. And I'm not prepared to say, yes, I think we should do this or that. Any one of those options are certainly viable, and I just don't know which one's the best. That's where I was coming from. moving this to a full council discussion, and certainly we could decide now too if you wanted to.
Thank you.
A thought.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chesak. Anyone else? I look at this, I think it's a smart list. I don't know if I would agree that replacing the exterior windows before we fix second floor structural joists is a solid option, but I do think the HVAC being considered first is something that we need to consider no matter what we're going to do with this building. If humidity is getting in there and ruining any old wood in this 100 and some odd year building, it's just gonna lead to more problems no matter what we wanna do with it. If we wanna sell it, if we wanna keep it, if we wanna use it for office space, whatever. So I think I'm totally comfortable moving forward. We have money sitting there allocated for this type of project to fix it. And, it just adds to the value of the building. So I would, if it were up to me, I would be comfortable with a motion to move forward with at least the HVAC part of the project before we have that other discussion. But that's just my opinion. Mr. Yeager?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. O'Day. I'm just going to wager a counter opinion. My fear with this, I do see, obviously, there's value there. It's the attached to the building. We've talked, or attached to our building, there's obviously that. My fear is that might as well itis will set in with this thing, and my fear is that once we begin spending money on this, I think we all need to be prepared that, well, okay, we just fixed the HVAC, and then we need to be prepared for the long haul on this building, because my fear is that we'll end up there once we start nibbling away at fixing this. I believe we made the decision to fix the, I believe it was the elevator, if I remember. It was something that had to be done. It was a fairly low value. That kind of makes sense to me, just to keep the elevator there and working. But, and I'm not necessarily opposed to saying we want to keep this building and we're in it for the long haul, but I just want us to all know what that long haul number is. The recommendations that came out of the 2019 assessment are fairly, it's a pretty robust list of work. So I guess that's where I'm at with this, is I just want to know the end game with this before I take the first swing at the HVAC. That's just where I'm at.
Okay. Johnson?
I wasn't going to comment because the motion is to bring this to full council, but it seems like we're having the discussion.
I thought we should vote.
We could laugh. Let's vote.
You want to vote? All those in favor, say aye.
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 Against, same sign. Okay, now we can start the discussion. Mr. Johnson?
I'm fully on board with Councilman Yeager. What are we doing with the building? If we need to decide what we're doing with it. Are we keeping it? Are we repurposing it for city uses? Are we selling it? Once we decide what we're doing there, I think that's when we make the next decisions of what do we do. Because if we're going to sell it, we may want to still knock out the wood windows and the HVAC or something, but maybe not. But we need to make that decision, because if we're going to keep it and we're going to move, Public Works in back there or something, well, then we need a big plan of what we're going to do. But we need to make the decision of what we're doing with the building first. So that's where I'm at. And I could go either way on it. I just would like to know which way we are going.
Okay. Stunek, anything? Anyone else? Erickson?
Yeah, I'm comfortable holding off. I think it merits a larger discussion about the future use of it. I know I lean towards keeping it. I feel like it's an asset that, as the city continues to grow, I think, we have an asset attached to City Hall. But I'm open to other options, but that's where I lean. But I agree, we need to have that discussion and determine what we want to do with it. Part of me thinks that whether we keep it for our own staff use, whether we keep it and lease it out or we sell it, we're going to have to do several of these things. We don't know all or which ones, so larger discussion is warranted.
Thank you. Maybe a question for staff. Do we even know if this building right now would be able to be sold and pass an inspection?
I guess it's whatever type of contingencies they put in with a potential purchase offer, and what level they're willing to accept it. Certainly without, a lot of these are known, I guess, through the facility study, so, perhaps they kind of know what they're getting into. Yeah, it's really to what level of contingencies they put into a purchase offer.
Okay. Mr. Habergors?
And the other option, or the other aspect to be fully aware of is the ADA accessibility to the restrooms. That would have to be completely remodified to meet ADA accessibility.
Okay. The other question I have for staff is how much money have we already put into the building? You know, we fixed the roof, we fixed, I think, was it a furnace and an elevator? Do you have that number?
So I don't have the exact number for the roof. I know it did come in under budget because it was done in conjunction with City Hall. So there was some savings from that from the original facility study. So we could get council that number prior to any other discussions on that. Some furnace work, it wasn't major. I think maybe one of them had to be replaced. One of them is now getting outdated. The one that was replaced, I think, needs some minor repair work to it. And we could get that number as well. The elevator did come in on budget with the addition of, it was like a door restrictor that had to be added, so that'll be an additional cost. But we had projected five to 10,000. The bid was 5,000, and all the original work was completed on budget for that.
All right. Well,
President O'Day,
Mr. Chezak.
there's, how many are these must-dos are on that list? 4? All right, I forget the category. There was,
We have HVAC, exterior wood windows, second floor structural joists, electrical.
these are all need to get done, right? What's the term that's used there? Major or
Priorities.
Highest priority.
high priority? Okay. And there's a couple of medium or moderate, right? And a few low. I guess if we're going to keep the building, we got to work on it. And we got to spend money on it regardless. Even if we keep it and lease it or sell it, it's got to be, we got to put money into it. So that's the question. Is 160,000 going to be enough to do just the high priorities? What's your fast thinking mind tell you there, adding those up, Mr. O'Day? I didn't.
Oh, no, yeah, this 160,000 wouldn't get anywhere near.
Just the high priority items, right? It
I
wouldn't-
don't think it would get maybe 2 of them done if we were really lucky.
Okay. So,
That's
okay.
just my opinion,
No.
but.
So, I mean, unless we're just gonna sell it, then, and all these things have to be done anyways, we'd probably spend money just to sell it, it seems like, but, yeah, so this is why I don't know, I don't have the answer, I don't know what the best move is, I wanna be conscientious of, whose money we're using here, and what's the return on our investment, if any, so, it's a tough, this is a tough call. It's kinda like an old water tower that has no use, and, but this one has a use, eventually.
What are we using it for?
Well, that's just it. We don't
Potential
know
use.
yet.
Regarding the list of prioritized improvements, given the dollar amounts, I think staff, I know you briefed me on some of how far that would go with this list. Could I ask a question of staff about kind of estimates on that?
Yeah, so based on the study, again, the study is quite old, it's 2019, and we highlighted those items, the windows, 22,000, the floor joist, 25,000, the furnace and all the HVAC, about 16,000, electrical items, ranging about 7 to 10,000. Just, and again, because this is so old, these numbers really have little merit. So I just wanted to indicate that. So with the list based on that was about 70 to 80,000. But again, with these older numbers, I wouldn't put any weight upon that number.
And I'll add to the HVAC. From the facility studies in 2019, city engineer Dean did reach out to SER to kind of go over things. I'm not sure if the condensing units had issues at that time. I think they were looking at more in that $60,000 to $80,000 range for the HVAC, while some of the other numbers may be consistent with what's in that one. The electrical may not have to be kind of the full remodel that's in the facility study, but there's some issues right now. We don't have lights that are turning on in some areas, making sure we don't have any fire hazards or any type of open electrical or anything like that. So kind of a walkthrough on that. Potentially not doing the full electrical that may need to be done, but certainly taking some precautions with any fire issues.
Thank you. Okay, I'm fine having the discussion. I think we've kind of had this discussion at least once, maybe twice. I know we haven't come up to a for sure answer on what we're gonna do with this building, but my general feeling is that we're kind of bursting at the seams in City Hall, and when we continue growing, it's the most logical place to put some office space. It's already there. So we have to compare the cost of fixing this building, at least getting it up to where it's functional, to building an entirely new building that would be the same size, or who knows what it could be, even bigger. But we know the cost of construction right now. Mr. Chezak.
To your point, Mike, how about if we do, ask staff to come back with more definitive costs? If we're basing these on, it's 2018, 2019 costs, that would help us a lot. I mean, just to have those numbers as far as estimates of what, these things have changed dramatically.
Sure.
How about, would you accept a motion to that?
Yes.
Okay, I move that we have staff come back with more definitive costs on our high priority items to start with.
Would you? Motion by Chezak, second by Stunek. Would you guys like this to be as part of the workshop, as a separate item from the roles and responsibilities with BPU? Or would you just rather have this at next meeting?
Will you be able to get it that fast?
No, I was just gonna say, I don't think we'll be able to get quotes that
When,
fast.
when this, I guess my motion would be then when they,
When we get these estimates back, bring it back so we can have that discussion?
yeah, whenever they can get it, yeah.
Mr. Broyles?
Yeah, just a comment. I do agree. I don't think we'll be able to get these quotes by the date of the workshop. I would recommend separating this issue from the workshop. And just be advised too that at a workshop, there will be no votes that you guys will be able to make at the workshop. It's just discussion.
Thank you.
Can I ask why that is?
That's just traditionally how we've done workshops.
Okay.
Yep. Anyone else? So we have a motion by Chezak, second by Erickson. Oh, second by Stunek, that's right. Any more discussion on that? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Against, same sign. Motion carries. Mr. Erickson?
Report.
Thank you. Next, moving on to 7B, Personnel and Finance Committee Chairman Gabe Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have two items on the agenda, the first of which is our audit services for audit year 2025. And the motion is to retain Clifton Larson Allen for 2025 audit services and discuss seeking an RFP in 2 years for 2027 audit services, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by Johnson, second by Stunek. Johnson?
It'd been a number of years since we'd done an RFP for audit services, so we had the discussion. Staff looked into it, and looking back to the last time, CLA is very competitive in their fee. They're local, they've been doing it for years. Staff is absolutely satisfied with the services they provide. They also provide services to the HRA, the airport, the public utility. So it thinks it's just most effective, most efficient to stay with CLA for our audit services, and that's why I made the motion.
Thank you. Any more discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries. Mr. Johnson?
Thank you, Mr. President. Second item, no action. It's just a discussion, kind of an update of where we are with our capital equipment and facilities budget and kind of any changes that's taken place over the last couple of years. You'll see where we updated the cost for the city hall bathrooms. The big ticket item is the $5.5 million for the Fire Station 1 remodel and addition. But the fun one, for those paying attention at home, remember that building that we built without doors and without electricity and without plumbing? And like every year we had to add one of those. We also built it without a fire suppression system, so we were adding $150,000 to the budget for the Public Works building to get a fire suppression system. I look forward to what we get to do in 2027. But any questions, I recommend directing them to Connie. She did a great job putting this together, and it's a lot of good information if you're interested.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Mr. Chezak?
I apologize if I'm now, again, my ignorance here, codification is not part of this, is it? In the capital?
Staff currently has $50,000 for codification in the 2026
Explain
budget.
to me again then what codification is, if I,
Connie could do better.
Connie?
Codification has to do more with our ordinances, just kind of going through them, making sure they're accurate and they're up to date. And why it's in the capital plan is just as a placeholder. So we'll transfer that into the operating budget. It actually won't come out of the capital fund, but it's as a placeholder so that our operating budget doesn't fluctuate year to year when we have these bigger projects.
Thank you.
Okay. So no motion on that?
No motion, just an update. It'll come back. We got to get more information from the park board and it'll keep coming back, but that's where we sit right now.
Okay, does anybody else have questions or discussion on that item? Look like it. Anything else? Chairman Johnson?
End of report.
All right, thank you. Moving on, we have number 8. This is unfinished business. First, we have 8A, a call for applicants. First, we have the Honorable Mayor Bedeau.
Well, folks, we have the following applications available for the following commissions. The Charter Commission, 2 terms expiring 2025, 2 terms expiring 2026. Library Board, 1 term expiring 2027. Public Utilities Commission, 1 term expiring 2028. Transportation Advisory Committee, 2 terms expiring 2025, 1 term expiring 2026.
And as council president, I have 1 term expiring 2027 for the Planning Commission and 2 terms on the Water Tower Committee available. Next, we have 8B. This is a final reading of proposed ordinance 1588 to amend section 515-3 allowed uses, appendix A, table of uses to allow office business in the general industrial district. This is James Kramvik. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Planning Commission held a public hearing and unanimously recommended approval of Ordinance 1588. So with that, staff recommends to conduct the final reading of proposed Ordinance 1588 and dispense with the actual reading. A vote to dispense with the actual reading of the ordinance must be unanimous, and second, to approve proposed Ordinance 1588. I do want to note that staff didn't put this in the memo originally, but you'll notice the makers and employment is also permitted. So perhaps council could either continue on with the ordinance or remove that before conducting the reading.
Can you explain that part quick?
Yeah, so if you notice, it's underlined in the makers and employment section as well as general industrial. It's something that we're proposing on the Planning Commission side for the allowed use table. It was also included in this ordinance, but perhaps City Council wants to wait until the full allowed use table comes to City Council.
Okay.
So it's also in the makers and employment as well as general industrial.
Question?
We're good.
Mr. Erickson.
And that's because that wasn't included at the time of the public hearing for the planning commission?
So,
Or what's the
Planning
reason?
Commission still held the public hearing for this one with it included.
Okay.
But staff just wanted to note that I had included in here, I didn't notice that in the,
Oh, okay.
in the last first reading.
Was included at the time of the public
It
hearing?
was.
though. Great.
Okay.
I would move to conduct the final reading of proposed ordinance 1588 and dispense with the actual reading.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Yeager. More discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. Tony? You don't need to call the roll on this one?
Not on dispensing with the reading.
What's that? Not a resolution. Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. That one passes. Next, we're looking for a motion to approve proposed ordinance 1588.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Erickson, second by Johnson. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, Tony, call the roll.
Johnson?
Yes.
Stunek?
Yes.
Yeager?
Yep.
Erickson?
Yes.
Chezak?
Yes.
O'Day?
Yes. That ordinance carries. Moving on, we have 8C, we have a final reading of proposed ordinance 1589 to amend section 515-4-11 fence standards. Again, James Kramvik.
Thank you, Mr. President. So the proposed ordinance will allow for greater privacy fencing for corner lot properties that abut an alley. Images were attached to the agenda item showing the amendment and how it will benefit corner properties. The Planning Commission considered the proposed ordinance and unanimously recommended approval at their June 18th meeting. So with that, staff recommends to conduct the final reading of proposed ordinance 1589 and dispense with the actual reading. Vote to dispense with the actual reading of the ordinance must be unanimous, and staff recommends approval of proposed ordinance 1589.
Thank you. Looking for a motion to conduct the final reading of proposed ordinance 1589 and dispense with the actual reading.
Johnson.
Second.
Johnson, second by Erickson. Any discussion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we're looking for a motion to approve the proposed ordinance 1589.
So moved.
Motion Johnson, second Stunek. Any discussion? Tony, go ahead.
Johnson?
Yes.
Stunek?
Yes.
Yeager?
Yes.
Erickson?
Yes.
Chezak? O'Day?
Yes. That ordinance passes. Next, moving on, we have 8D. This is a final reading for proposed ordinance 1590, annexation of Dunmeyers. Again, Community Development Director, James Kramvik.
Thank you, Mr. President. Christopher Dunmeyer has submitted a petition for annexation of parcel 811605517, which includes Dunmeyer's Bar and Grill. The first reading was conducted at the last meeting. So with that, staff recommends to conduct the final reading of proposed ordinance 1590 and dispense with the actual reading, hold a public hearing, approve proposed ordinance 1590, and then also approve the attached resolution approving a summary publication of the ordinance of 1590, and that's due to the lengthy legal description of the property. With that, I can answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Kramvik. Anybody have questions? Mr. Chezak?
The property is, where the location of Dunmeyer's Bar and Grill is. There's another additional property that Mr. Dunmeyer owns. This is not included in that, correct?
This is not included. About a year to 2 years ago, Mr. Dunmeyer had approached City Council about potentially detaching a portion of that other property. That is not included under it. That property is under contract for deed, so he would need approval of the property owner to do that, and he's aware of it.
Thank you.
Thank you. More discussion? Questions for staff? Anything? No? Okay, then we're looking for a motion to conduct the final reading of proposed ordinance 1590 and dispense with the actual reading.
So move.
Second.
By Erickson, second by Yeager. Any discussion? None, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we're gonna hold a public hearing. It is 8:06. I will open the public hearing. Anybody that is here to discuss the annexation of Dunmeyer's Restaurant, please come forward. If you're online, press *3 if you'd like to address the council on this. I'll ask one more time. If anybody would like to address the council regarding Dunmeyer's annexation, please do so now. And it is 8:07. We will close the public hearing. Next, we're looking for a motion to approve ordinance 1590.
So move. Erickson?
Second.
Erickson, second by Johnson. Discussion? Seeing none. Tony, please call the roll.
Johnson?
Yes.
Stunek? Yes. Yeager?
Yes.
Erickson?
Yes.
Chezak?
Yes.
O'Day?
Yes. Now we are just looking to approve the attached resolution approving a summary publication of ordinance 1590.
So moved.
Motion by Chezak,
Second?
second by Erickson. Any discussion? Didn't think so. Let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr. President?
All right.
Oh,
Johnson?
Yes.
Stunek? Yes. Yeager?
Yes.
Erickson?
yes.
Chezak?
Yes.
O'Day?
Yes. All right, we got through that one too. Moving on, we have new business. 9A, we have a consideration of interim use permit renewal for a short-term rental at 1123 15th Avenue Northeast. Community Development Director James Kramvik, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. So Jerry Lumen, on behalf of Lumen Properties LLC, has applied for a short-term rental renewal at 1123 15th Avenue Northeast Brainerd. Renewal for an interim use permit for an existing short-term rental at a premise shall not be granted for the duration more than 24 months. Could certainly be less than that. The short-term rental has had no issues. However, the house was rented to a long-term tenant on a longer basis. That tenant had a fire, so they had rented it out for a few months. That tenant did have a dog issue in which the dog was consistently unleashed and aggressive toward neighbors. Staff did receive a call, and animal control was called as well. Mike Fish, the responsible party, was dealing with the issue to the best of his ability and was in constant contact with the neighbors as well as staff, kind of updating them on that property. Since that tenant had moved out, there have been no other issues. I did reach out to animal control to confirm that, and that is the case. Do want to note that no one spoke against the interim use permit at the public hearing for or against it other than the applicant's responsible party. So with that, the Planning Commission unanimously recommend approval with the following conditions. The IUP for a short-term rental at 1123 15th Avenue Northeast Brainerd terminates 1 year after approval. Again, the recommendation was for 1 year rather than 2 because of that issue that they did have in the property. The IUP shall terminate upon sale or transfer of the property. All outdoor lighting fixtures shall meet the standards of section 515-4-8 of the outdoor lighting portion of the zoning code. All watercraft docked in the lake at the property shall be within the boundaries of 1123 15th Avenue Northeast. Overnight guest vehicles and trailers must be parked in the driveway. 2 additional vehicles may be parked on the street for daytime guests. Finally, submission of the lodging tax report on a monthly basis to the Finance Department. With that, I can answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Kramvik. Anybody have questions for Mr. Kramvik? Not seeing any questions for Mr. Kramvik. In that case, we are looking for a motion.
Motion to approve staff's recommendation.
Excellent. Motion by Chesak.
Second, Johnson.
Second by Johnson. Any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. That motion carries. All right, moving on 9B. We have a resolution for improvement 2314 Hawkins Ronald Joseph resurfacing project, accepting bids and awarding the contract. This one, I think, is Public Works Director Habekorst.
Thank you, Mr. President. Attached to this item is the resolution accepting bids and awarding the contract for this improvement for Hawkins Ronald Joseph resurfacing project. Bids were opened on Thursday, July 17th. 4 bids were received. The project also includes replacement of the fire hydrants on Hawkins, replacement of water line and water services under Joseph, and from the alley between Paul and Joseph Street. This project, our bids were 15% underneath the engineer's estimate, and staff is recommending adoption of this attached resolution, accepting the bids and awarding the contract for this project to JJ Excavating in the amount of $698,026.50.
So moved.
Motion by Chesak,
Second.
second by Erickson. Any discussion? Say it's always nice to be under the estimate, engineer's estimated, especially by that much. Seeing no more discussion, let's go to a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr.
Against?
President?
Oh, a resolution again. We just randomly make things resolutions now. Okay, go ahead, Tony.
Johnson?
Yes.
Stunek?
Yes.
Yeager?
Yes.
Erickson?
Yes.
Chesak?
Yes.
O'Day?
Yes, that resolution carries. Next, we have 9C, our final item of the night. This is just a discussion on city council packet distribution. This one is City Administrator Broyles.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm just going to set this one up, and Tony can save me if I need to be saved, but I just want to provide a little history as I understand it. Our current practice right now for distributing packets, Tony does great work, and this is a lot of work putting these packets together every couple of weeks. The packets have been increasingly getting larger, and the process that she uses to push these out is to compress these, and I'm not a technical guy. She can fill in the blanks, but she compresses these, makes them into a PDF, and then emails them out. Because of the size, it's getting a little bit more complicated to email these out. As I understand the background, when we went to Civic Plus, this process that we are currently using was only intended to be a short-term solution. I think the ultimate goal was for Tony to put the packets together and stage them out there on the drive where the members of council could go and pull and review and take a look at those. So just wanted to have a discussion if that's something that the council would be comfortable with if we revise that process rather than her compress, PDF these and email them out. If she can stage them on a place where you guys can go and pull them or just go look at them, whatever the case might be. Is that something the council would be agreeable to? And Tony, did I say anything wrong?
That was your chance.
Anything.
Anybody from council have any input on that?
I just got a kind of maybe a informal.
Mr. Chesak.
Polling thing here. Who uses Civic Plus or who doesn't use it? Maybe the better question. From the council. I know I don't use it. I think it's mentioned in.
I do not use it.
I do not use it.
I do not.
I do not.
I do not know how to use it.
Didn't know what was.
What is Civic Plus?
If we provide some training and maybe roll this in, we kind of execute this over the course of a couple meetings, do a trial period, is that something that we could maybe entertain and see if the council, see if it works for you guys, and if it doesn't, we'll come up with a.
I'll say I don't really have a preference on which way I get the information, as long as I get the information. So if it makes it easier for staff, that's fine by me. Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, I think it'd be fair to do this on a trial run. I don't think we want to fully adopt something as our official communication strategy when none of us know how to use it. But I think a trial run, do it for a few meetings, see what works, see what doesn't. I think it's worth trying.
I would agree. Do a try run and see where we're at.
See how it works in August?
Well, how about if we just give instructions now how to access everything we have currently? So we're not waiting until August, and we could just maybe, over the course of the next couple of weeks, council could try to access what we currently have in Civics Plus for this meeting. Then people are comfortable, just let administration know. It seems to work, and
I think an email
yeah.
explaining that would be sufficient.
That's the trial period.
Yep. Mr. Broyles?
I think a solution might be, let me talk to our IT department and just see if they can send out an email with a little tutorial on how Civic Plus can be used by council. And then that will probably prompt some follow-up questions from council. And I think what everybody said, this might take a few meetings for everybody to get comfortable, but maybe IT could take an action out of this meeting to put together a very short white paper, some type of a tutorial, get it out to council, saying here's Civic Plus, here's how you can access it, et cetera, see where that goes. And then maybe we, over the next few meetings, we try to, we'll run both concurrently. Maybe we can do the old way and the new way over the next couple of meetings after we send out the tutorial and see what council thinks.
That works for me.
President O'Day. Can I just
We have Mr. Mayor had his hand up.
He's fine.
Oh, he's passing the torch to you, Chezak.
So can I ask Tony a question about this?
Go for it.
Tony, when people do use Civic Plus, if, say, council accesses the packet, is it just pretty much one big PDF like is currently distributed?
It is most likely the public packet is when you access our website. So it comes in essentially a large PDF, yes. So you could access the bookmarks, but.
Thank you.
Okay, Johnson?
And since Kelly's not here, I'm the old guy here in the room. If the technology stuff isn't working for us, we could go back to what we used to do.
Stealing my thunder.
Had the police department deliver physical packets of information to each one of our houses every 2 weeks.
Well, that's the other part of this discussion is that they'd have to get a truck. They'd have to get an extra truck for how big these packets are getting. The other thing we should probably discuss or just mention is there a way to make the packet smaller? I mean, we have 400 pages of stuff. We get it on a Thursday.
Do weekly meetings.
Yeah. Yeah, we could just do weekly meetings, okay.
I think we could condense and put more stuff on the consent calendar. I really do.
We can always look at that.
Hey,
No.
Gabe totally stole my thunder here. I was just going to say, I am old enough to remember when a packet of paper showed up at my doorstep. And I'm not saying that it's for everyone, but I do think we should maybe think about making a special instance just for Stunek to save the IT time on trying to have him figure out a new process.
What if I get deliver them? Deliver them while I
Packet delivery guy.
check snow.
Yeah.
Real quick, just dumb question. We'd still be able to download the PDF from Civic Plus? And it would, the bookmarks and all that would still work on, just like it does when we download it as a PDF? Correct. Okay.
Okay. Everybody comfortable with the direction that we
It
have?
happened.
Need a motion on that? I don't think we do. I'm comfortable without one. All right, that is our last item for the night. Moving on to staff reports. Start with Tony. Chief 1. Double chief in tonight. Triple chief. Chief Davis? Max, anything? Moving on to Connie.
I just want to say thank you to all the department heads for working on the capital budget and just the budget in general. I wouldn't be able to do it without their help, so thank you to all the department heads.
Thank you. Mr. Habergorst.
Yes, next council, I'll be submitting a packet for a special event, Loon Fest, and Chief Davis and I are meeting tomorrow with those individuals hosting that to talk more details about the overall project or the overall special event. So just look forward to presenting that next council meeting. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kravik?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a few updates here. Wanted to give an update on the development agreement for St. Francis. So staff had believed that that may have been ready for this meeting. There's a few minor details to still work out. Staff met last Monday between me, Engineer Dean, as well as our city attorney, to work through a few items, so we do believe that it should be ready for the next meeting. Also, I have drafted a preliminary orderly annexation agreement. All the city departments will have to review it, as well as our city attorney, so that is a work in progress. Once we've kind of reviewed that as a staff level, we'll reach out to the county again to have another meeting discussing the orderly annexation of Riverside Drive, but just wanted to give a quick update on that as well.
Thank you, Mr. Kramvik. Online, we have Mr. Charpentier from the HRA.
Yes, no updates this evening, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. And Administrator Broyles.
Just one quick thing. Thank you, Mr. President. Staff has been collecting comments from council members and BPU commissioners in advance of the 28th, week from today, our workshop. The deadline, and I use that term loosely because it was imposed by me, so if anybody on city council wants to still send stuff, we will certainly process it. But the deadline was close of business today, so we'll consolidate all those comments and get those out to all the council members and the commissioners tomorrow, and we'll also include those in the packet for next Monday's meeting.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Moving on to the Honorable Mayor.
It's the twice tonight you've called me honorable, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Two things. One, I don't know if you saw a good-looking man in a very brightly colored vest this last week painting the fence along College Drive. I will say two things. One, looks great. Two, much longer process than I thought it was going to be. So I want to thank our staff for helping out. Sean at Streets was the one that said, we got to get a vest on you. We got to get cones out there. And it took about 15 minutes for me to realize Sean was right. College Drive might as well be a freeway. And I just want to say to people, it's okay to slow down. It's okay to slow down, not just when people are working, but just in general. But I do also want to say because of that, it has become even more apparent to me why that fence exists. If people do remember why it was put in the first place, we did have a tragic accident that happened on that street before it was reconstructed. That fence is very important, and so it's just good for us as a city to maintain it. And also, I just got to say, it looks spectacular, the 1/3 of it that I have completed in the multiple hours that I have worked on it. So I'll continue to keep at it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done this summer or not. We'll see what happens, but it looks great. You're welcome. Next, speaking of Double Chief, once again, ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday, we've got at 6 p.m. at Mill Stadium at Memorial Park, the police versus firefighter softball showdown. And I don't know, are we already practicing again this year? Is there a little... There we go. I was going to say, last year we had one side a little contentious with the other side, getting some practice hours in. Very excited to see that happen in partnership with our Parks Department. Should be very exciting, and we should have a lot of fun. Again, one part softball, one part circus, all parts fun, ladies and gentlemen. So that is this Thursday, 6 p.m., Memorial Park, Mill Stadium. I hope to see you all there. End of report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moving on to council member reports. Let's start with Mr. Chesak.
Yes, I'm looking forward to the game on Thursday, just so everybody knows. I call them like I see them. Don't laugh. And I'm a little suspect of the mayor's eyesight, as he did say there was a good-looking man on College Drive painting, and he did say that the paint job looks good. So I don't know if that's a subjective opinion or not, but anyway, we also have coming up again, I'll mention it again, August 1st, just a week from this Friday, I believe, the new release of our newly upgraded transit application for smartphones and other devices. There are other devices it works with. I'm just not sure of all that high-tech stuff, so look forward to that. And one other thing, as a follow-up to our last meeting, I heard many, many compliments on action we took backing Sheriff Kling and his office on the resolution regarding his agreement with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So just I don't know if anybody else heard much, but I got a lot of great feedback. And one notable item was with the comment Mr. Johnson said. So that was very appreciated. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Chesak.
I
Chief
have
Stunek?
nothing.
Nothing from Stunek. Mr. Yeager?
Yeah, thank you. Just a real quick update here. As promised, we've been working very hard out at the airport on our budget this month. We've had a lengthy 4 or 5 hour meeting on the 11th, a follow-up meeting on the 15th, and we have another meeting scheduled for the 28th. So we've made some real gains out there. I believe that it is my intent to come back to you along with Mr. Planzer, our interim director out there, in the beginning of August to begin to walk everyone through kind of what the airport has in store and where our budget is and why it is where it is and why it's been where it's been and what we think it looks like in the future. So I look forward to presenting to you guys a really well thought out, well-informed document that we can all then decide what we want to do with. So as a group between us and the county and all of our partners involved. So again, big thanks to the airport staff for helping with what has really turned into a large project. So thanks, Neil. Thanks, Jessica, and everyone else. And then the only other thing I want to say is I was unable to make it because of a conflict, but I did follow up the next day with a visit to Lum Park. And if you haven't been out to Lum Park recently, everyone should go and give it a gander. And then I also just want to say thank you to the continuing efforts of Public Works, the Park Board, and that whole group of people that just continues to fight every day to make our parks better and better and better. And I can honestly say that in my time working for the city, enormous difference from when I started to where we are today. The parks, it is absolutely noticeable. Well done, everyone involved. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Yeager. Let's go to Chairman Johnson.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll piggyback on the parks comment. I too was at Lum Park this weekend. Looks great. Love the beach. A lot of people there using it. Fishing pier was super packed. People were catching all kinds of tiny little sunfish. And I was at JC's Park tonight, and the water retention pond has been filled in. It is now level ground with the ground. Good work, Public Works Department. I'm happy to see it. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, Chairman Johnson. Chairman Erickson.
Two brief comments. We took action on it earlier tonight, but South Brainerd resurfacing project is complete. Roads look great. They drive smooth. And so that's looking great. In addition, also in South Brainerd, Spruce Drive, on the other hand, is not looking so good. It is scheduled to be resurfaced soon. I did notice some very large, dare I say, hazardous potholes. I reached out to Public Works Department, and the next day they get those filled in, patched up. So really appreciate that. It still rides really rough, but they're filled in. So as we await that resurfacing project that's forthcoming. So thanks for that response there.
Thank you, Chairman Erickson. I just want to piggyback on some of those comments made about our staff and how busy they are and how much great work we've been noticing around the city, not just on the streets and the parks and all of our utility work that's been going on, but also in-house here and in-house in all the rest of the offices of the city. It's just a busy time of year for everybody, both at work and at home. So keep up the good work, keep up the progress. A lot of good things to come, and we look forward to them. So with that being said, we are just looking for a motion to adjourn to the joint workshop of the City Council and Public Utilities Commission on July 28th at 6 p.m. in the City Council chambers. So moved by Chesak, second by Stunek. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Against, same sign. We are adjourned.